is Piotr, and today I will show you what will be available in Proget 2.9. We will start on our screen with our device. The first big change was made to the enrollment process. So if we go to our user, we can generate activation. This is as was before. But the new thing that we add is you can make those QR codes a bit larger if you just hover your cursor over the QR codes. They are just gonna be bigger, so that will be a bit easier to use. And this is the one little change that we did. Another one is related to the custom EULA that you can provide for your end users. So if you go to the settings, if you go to activation, device activation, yeah, here it is. You can choose to use custom EULA or terms of use or privacy policy, something that should be displayed for your end users, just to be sure that they read the agreement, they accept that, and this will be important in many use cases. About the enrollment process itself, we're gonna go with the device we have. It's Google Pixel, and I will just show you how enrollment changed because we add a few additional steps to it. So I will just use enterprise QR code. I will scan the code that I have over here. Now I have to assign Wi-Fi. So I'll do it over here. Okay, Wi-Fi is assigned, and device already informed the end user that it's belongs to the organization, and we will just go with the steps one by one until we're gonna get Proget application. There is a change in the setup process. There are mandatory steps that the end user have to take. For example, one of the steps will be accepting the custom EULA, which will be displayed on the screen. As you can see, it's looking very usual, very similar to the enrollment process that we have at this moment. But as you can see over here, the custom EULA is shown to the user. There is a large number of signs that you can use, so it shouldn't be an issue, even with the most sophisticated documents to be shown to the end user. We have the information about the user, it's kind of as it should be, but now you can see that device applies security policy, which forced me to set the password. Of course, the password could be used only by the requirements that was set in our policy. So I cannot use the swipe pattern, I can just use PIN or the password itself. So let's go with the PIN, the easiest way. Done. And device will be just simply enrolled to our solution. So it's very easy, very straightforward to the end user, and it's just simply work. So we are closing the gap that we have, that the end user could skip the setting the password, which was the biggest potential threat that we could have with our mobile devices. And as you can see, device is already enrolled and it's working. So we're gonna go to the console now, so I'll make the screen bigger just to be sure that we will be able to see everything. And let's move through with our few new features that I want to show you. I won't show you everything that we changed because there was a lot of changes done in our solution, and all of them of course will be described in the changelog. I will just go through on the significant one and just try to show you one by one what is relevant. So we're gonna start with our tables. The users and the device tab was a little changed. you are able to use this icon and just simply choose which column you want to see. You can of course choose that only important information to be displayed to you. If you have some information that are irrelevant for you, you can just simply remove them and don't show them. There is a lot of new columns as well, so a lot of new data could be displayed in our console. But the best view of those new features will be available in Device tab. Here you can see a lot of data that could be displayed for you. So everything that could be important for you in your use case, in your environment, could be displayed on our console. And of course, you can slide left, right through the data if that is, if you have a lot of content in it. So it could be very, very useful. Also, if you want to remove not important data, for example, I don't know, maybe phone number, carrier operator, ICC ID, you can just simply close that and forget about it. The next one that I want to mention about is in the apps. So basically we add a new application for our end users, which is OpenVPN for Enterprise. So from now on, you are able to use this application. Of course, it's free. So you can just simply search it in Google Play through the Add Application button, add this application, and you are able to configure it very easy, very smoothly for your end users, and just simply deliver configuration, and everything will be working just fine. The configuration is quite generic, so if you want to use authentication type certificate, there is a little additional change that we provide, because we are able to use our own CA manager, which I will be showing you as well later through this video. Let's go to the profiles for a second. I want to mention, of course, also about the Apple Business Manager. We add support for the macOS, so now your iBooks, iMacs can be enrolled, and MacBooks as well. Another change was made in the VPN profile. You can use custom SSL for basically iOS and macOS devices. So just simply push the configuration, deliver it to the mobile device, and everything will be just simply fine and working as all other VPN types available in our solution. So configure, send, and forget, basically. So the best use case that we can provide. The next one will be related to the kiosk mode. So let's go through my one of my examples. So here you can see my typical default configuration of the kiosk mode. So let's just maybe create a new tab, and we add ability to set the settings, to add the settings basically to the device. So if you are using the full kiosk mode and only kiosk mode on your corporate mobile devices, you are now able to give end users ability to change on Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, screen brightness, volume, everything that could be important for them. So you can add all those features to be available for the end user, or maybe you can just, if you want to use, for example, just Wi-Fi shortcut, you can do it, and we'll change the icon for default Wi-Fi icon. If you want to use, for example, Bluetooth, it will work well basically the same. So we'll add the default Bluetooth icon to the device, and of course you can change the name. The icon cannot be changed at this moment, but maybe that will be added in future. And this is how it looks like. We also remove one of the kiosk types. We removed mixed kiosk, which was just simply not used by our customers. It wasn't popular. So we just remove a feature which was unrelevant for many of you. The next one will be in contacts, business contacts. So here is another significant change that is provided. Yeah, here I have file, but we give you finally give you ability to deliver your own contacts and manage it through our solution. So let's just create some profile. You can simply put the data, you can upload the file, you can use VCF or CSV. This is a little change, but it can make your life a little easier for sure. Of course, you can also now add the contacts manually. It will just work perfectly fine. You can add the new contact and all data will be displayed over here. And of course, when you submit and you want to, for example, edit this file, you can simply change the name, surname, phone numbers, emails, and of course, this will be working in your environment without any issues. It will just work. We'll just convert all the data you provide and we'll deliver it as the VCard file on the mobile device. So basically, technically, it will work the same, but you have more flexibility inside the contact list itself. So this could be useful in many use cases that we are facing at this moment, at least. Let's go with the next feature that will be in the security tab. In the security tab, we add event status. So whenever you are seeing the status of the event that there is something unsafe or critical, do we have something like that? Yeah. You are able to search through is it the current event? So we still have a threat inside our mobile devices, or everything is fine and all those informations are just happened before and they are not as important as the current events that could be happening. As you can see, one of my users don't have the password on the device, which is of course a major security threat, and we should fix that as soon as possible. Let's go forward to the next feature, and it's basically the biggest feature we have in our solution so far, added of course in 2.9. It's the certificate manager. It's over here. Yeah. So basically, you can create your own certificate, and you can create your own CA. And of course, if you want to, you can create intermediate CA as well. And we can automatically use those CAs to create user certificates, for example, for the VPN. So you can just simply use our CA created by our solution and authenticate devices through with the certificate used and generated by our solution. So it can be very easy to use, very smooth. And as I mentioned, the VPN is, I think, will be the most common use for this configurations. There was a little change also in the S/MIME configuration for Apple devices. So far, there was ability only to add the certificates over here. So all users have to get access to our console and simply upload the encryption and signing certificates by their own. And it wasn't as good and as flexible in the few use cases. So that's why you can now just simply add those certificates for your user, assign it to the user, and they will just simply work and will be delivered to all devices which have to use S/MIME configuration. And I think that will be all from the biggest and most important features. Of course, there is a lots of change in UI, UX, which you can, I think, already saw inside our solution. But of course, as I mentioned before, everything will be available in our changelog. Thank you very much for today and see you soon.